Good morning. Good morning. Look, on behalf of the, I would like to, my name is MERRICK MALONE, and I am the Director of the Office of Capital Programs for the DC Housing Authority. And I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to the groundbreaking ceremony for what we're on is Square 769. That's what we call them when they don't have a name. This is a very special occasion, and I always tell people we love groundbreakings, but we love ribbon cuttings much better. And when we're done with this, we're moving to the ribbon cutting. I know some of you in this partnership that we've had this unique partnership that has lasted. It's been over almost 16 years. And when you think about what has transpired, if you were to close your eyes and go back to this spot in the area 16 years ago, for those of you who are old enough to remember, it was challenging. But this partnership, Urban Atlantic, DC Housing Authority, the mayors who, and of course it's like a relay race, and I expect Mayor Bowser to be the anchor to bring us on across the line. So it has been a journey. Our partners, our financial partners, and then when you've been in this way for so long, you end up kind of being a family. And at family, you bicker, but the bottom line is you get it done. We just a couple of months ago did a ribbon cutting for the Bixby, the 880, what we call Square 882. Really exciting. It's a great building. If you haven't had the opportunity to look at it, it's wonderful. And this represents another phase of 6 phases for the Hope 6 that started here back in the 2001. So I think it's like the Hamilton song, look around, look around. There was no Harris Teeter. There was no baseball stadium. And I have to tell you, it might sound arrogant, but it was this development, this Hope 6, that created the transformation of this entire area. So I think that's worthy of a hand. It's just great. So Square 769 is a 179 unit, mixed unit. 43 of those units are affordable ACC units. They means 30% below AMI, and many of our returning residents will be eligible to come back. The other is 143 of market rate units. We have financed both sides of those things, and quite frankly, I have to say this is probably the first time that an agency has used EB5 in its marketing. In its market rate side of the capital stack. And I'm very proud of that. We as an agency are very proud of that. We really are. You can't do these things without our financial partners who have been with us. Citibank, Freddie, Richmond Group, they're all here. You can't get things done like this. And we want to thank them. I'm sure that our development partners will do that. At this point, what I would like to do now is to introduce the leader of our agency. It's a bittersweet time for us because we are actually going to be. Our loss is going to be the nation's gain. We are losing our leader. And you cannot do these kind of things unless you have a leader who allows you to go forward, reach for the sky, take risk, and do the kind of things that Adrian Todman has allowed us as an agency to do. And we are an agency that, quite frankly, are responsible for several firsts in this area. And I think that I would be remiss not to say that a lot of that is because of the leadership of this woman. And I can't understate it enough. You look around, and I've actually worked for people from HW to a number of mayors, and I got to tell you, in working for Adrian Todman, she is right up at the top of people I have ever worked for. And so without any further ado, I'd like to introduce to you our leader and our executive director, Adrian Totman.
Wow, what an introduction. And you're right, it is very bittersweet to be up here in front of all of you. When I began my tenure as the director, one of my first events was actually a ribbon cutting at Capitol Quarter 2. And so it's fitting that my last public event is a groundbreaking here at 769. So I really want to thank everybody who's in front of me, who really got us to this point on this particular parcel, which MERRICK is correct, is not just amazing because affordable housing is amazing, right, Mayor? Affordable housing is amazing. What makes this doubly amazing is we had to do this using our charm, good looks, and big brains. The Hope 6 money that we got years ago has long been spent. And we knew we would reach this point of having to be creative to get the rest of this site built to do our commitment of 1-for-1 replacement of the public housing units that were here. And so with the Bixby, which is beautiful, and we have families who are living there, everybody who moved back into the Bixby in one of the public housing sites is an original relocated resident. We have... The families and individuals we'll work with here at 769 when it's built will be the same, and we have 767 just north here where there's already there's ink in the pen and there's movement, and we're hoping to really consummate that deal so we can move forward as well. So we've come a long way. And I'm very fortunate to have a team at the Housing Authority where if it was just about 769, gosh, we could all sleep well at night. But you all have done some amazing things during my tenure, finishing up Sheridan Station, which was awesome, and bringing home ownership to Ward 8, which is needed. Metro Towns at Parkside, where not only did we have 1-for-1 replacement, but residents returned as homeowners. And so that's a great model for what this mayor and I know this agency is about, which is making sure that families who were once there get to benefit with the new activity. Highland Dwellings, which was our attempt to really go out there and be our own developer. We learned lots of things and we're ready. I think that's a beautiful site that actually shows that not everything has to be redevelopment, that when it's the time and place, we can actually do some rehab. 2905 11th Street, which first public housing assisted living facility in the city and the country, is also a wonderful thing for us to be proud of. So 769, if it was just this site, gosh, we probably could have done, maybe sleep well at night, but it certainly is wonderful to know that we have done so much good work together. I see our partners from HUD, Marvin Turner, who's here, and others. Thank you for our partners at HUD for... At some point, they have to approve all the documents, so they do trust our creativity. And certainly, the job of the Housing Authority is not done. We have 13 other family sites that need a fair level of capital improvements. We've done assessment on those. We know what to do. And with the mayor's leadership and the council's leadership, we are able to actually keep those sites running with a new public housing maintenance fund as we get ready to do something that protects those sites for decades and generations to come. So thank you all for 769. It is wonderful. It has been wonderful to be the helm of this amazing, amazing ship. The staff at the Housing Authority, no disrespect to any of my fellow agencies here, bless you, is the best darn staff to work with and to lead in this city and many others. And I look forward to my next journey where I will be representing our issues across the country and bringing a lot of things that we've learned here to the forefront of what we need to do nationally. God bless each one of you. Thank you. I got so worked up, I forgot to introduce the true leader of the city. It's wonderful to have a mayor who is as supportive of affordable housing as our mayor is. We are, as agency heads, I know Deputy Director Ladd from DHC would agree, we are the envy of cities across the country to have somebody who doubles down and not just puts her words there, but puts dollar figures behind it. So it gives me much pleasure and honor to introduce our fabulous mayor, Mayor Bowser.
Well, good morning, everybody. Let's give a big round of applause for Adrian Todman. Adrian has been the director for a number of years, and I think the deputy director before that. So she has given a good part of her professional life to the D.C. Housing Authority, and we are better for it. So Adrian, on behalf of all of us, past mayors, me, past directors, and residents of Washington, D.C., congratulations and good luck. I am happy to be here. I'm joined by members of my team from DHCD. Marvin Turner, it's always good to see you. Whenever I see you, I know that means D.C. residents are going to have some affordable housing and that the federal government will be right with us as a partner. Vicki Davis and Abe Napperstack, who I know are involved from Forest City and from Urban Atlantic, for your commitment here as well. I am also just delighted, and I think everybody has heard, that sometimes affordable housing projects take a lot of creativity and persistence and longevity. And here we are talking about how we can replace housing and live up to a promise we made to residents 16 years ago. I think what this demonstrates is affordable housing should be in every part of the city. And this is a commitment that I made. In a city as prosperous as ours, we can make investments in preserving and creating affordable housing. And we are committed to the principle that communities should be and include people of all incomes, and we should not segregate housing in our city. And with the Housing Authority's initiatives, we have been able to live up in many ways to those promises. You heard the executive director, however, say, let us not be too busy congratulating ourselves today, because there is a lot of work to do. My commitment has been to $100 million each and every year to our Housing Production Trust Fund. This year, we added another $10 million preservation fund, which is important. And you heard Adrian talk about our commitment and the council's support of ensuring that money's meant for projects, development, project-based vouchers. In the meanwhile, those monies can be used to support existing units, and that's also very important to us. We appreciate HUD's commitment, and we call on them for even more, just so you know, right? We need the federal government to be our partner. And it's up to all of us to make sure that all of our policymakers, some like Marvin who've been around for a while, and some in his agency who are new, right? We have to make sure they know of the successes that we have in Washington, D.C. So I don't have to tell you the numbers, but maybe I'll just remind you that over 1,000 people, about 1,000 people move to the district each and every month. We have one of the strongest local economies of any city in the United States. Our private sector is outpacing our public sector growth. And last quarter, the last quarter of 2016 was our strongest financial quarter in the history of the District of Columbia. So that means we're headed in the right direction. But our focus and our prosperity allows us to make investments in two words that I think are going to be important to our future, and that's inclusive prosperity. None of us can be proud if we grow and we prosper and we leave too many Washingtonians behind. That is why affordable housing is our significant commitment. So in this beautiful Capitol Riverfront area, we will be able to celebrate in a few short months, right? Merrick, how many is that? 18 short months, or 16, or 14 even. We'll see. We'll work on that timeline. we will be able to celebrate another wonderfully diverse neighborhood in the Capitol Riverfront. So thank you, everybody, to all involved, to our staffs in the government who are doing some tough work and doing it with creativity. I thank you on behalf of all the residents of the District of Columbia.
Thank you, Mayor Bowser. Again, it's amazing. When you have daughters and you look at the strength of these women, it makes you really exciting. I mean, I've got a strong-willed daughter. I love it. So we are led by some very strong women, and I'm about to introduce another strong woman. I want to introduce our partners, and again, it's for some people who have come and developed now, it's a lot easier. It's a hell of a lot harder when you're the first one here, when you're the pioneer. That's tough. And it takes a commitment and vision and perspicacity is the word to stay in it. And Urban Atlantic and Forest City have been our partners. And they've been wonderful partners who have stuck with it, stuck with us, and accomplished much with much more to do. So I'd like to introduce Vicki Davis of Urban Atlantic, who is one of our major partners in this endeavor.
Good morning. Good morning. It's my great pleasure to be here. And I've been thinking about what to say. But I think I want to start with my hometown, Washington, D.C. You know, our government, our leadership, has committed $100 million a year, sometimes a bit more, towards affordable housing. And I actually serve on a ULI panel, and I'm not going to give it away. But, you know, different jurisdictions go in to get prizes awarded for how innovative they are and how great they are. This city is so great with that fund. It's just a city. It's not as big as all the other guys. But if everybody else put in as much money as that to affordable housing, there'd be billions of dollars every year for affordable housing. But what the city does is remarkable right in its own. And I want to tell you that that money, some of it, a small piece, is going into this project. That's part of the Housing Production Trust Fund. I also want to tell you that sometimes there are things about financial structuring, and you've heard sort of inklings about it here this morning. And there isn't anybody in the world who really likes to talk about financial structuring, because it's very boring generally. But it's actually very, very important. Who here knows the story of Stone Soup? Okay, so Stone Soup. Stone Soup is a fable. It's an old, I think it's an old European fable, but it's a little old lady who had nothing in very bad times. And she had a peddler come along, and he said, "I can make you the most delicious soup." And she said, "Oh, no, I know you want something from me. No. And yet he worked hard and convinced her that he could make this delicious stone soup. And so he asked her if she maybe had some very old onions, almost rotten, but if she could put some of those in the soup. And then there came another person down the road, and he said, "Oh, I see you have some carrots going to market. Maybe I could have a few carrots." And so on and on it went till the potatoes came and maybe an old piece of meat and something. And they had, at the end, a most delicious stew that fed everybody. That's what this is. This is stone soup. I'm going to read you about the stones in our soup. We have DHCD, who brought Housing Production Trust Fund money. Impossible to do this without it. Awarded 9% credits. We have Citibank, our very good friends who are brilliant at structuring. We have Freddie Mac. We have the Richmond Group. We have LCP, who brought EB5. These are all stones in the soup. We have HUD. We have DCHA, our partner of 17 years. We have Forest City, our partner of 17 years. We have my terrific partners, Scott and Lois. Lois is 5 feet tall, but she's fierce. Lois and Kelly, who is somewhere in the background always, worked so hard for years to pull this together on a financing basis. It's absolutely amazing. They pull together all the resources. And you might say, well, why did they do this? Why is it so important? Right? And the deal here is that people from the very most basic economic abilities can live with people of varying economic abilities, and their children can grow up together and have dreams that everybody has. And that's what this is about. It's about dreams, it's about the future, it's about opportunity. And so that's what we're trying to create here, and that's why the Stone Soup matters. I am going to go through our list of people. I want to tell you about another group that we have not worked with before. Oh, this is special. Community Connections. These are people who are going to serve our residents. They're people who are going to provide services to help people prosper. And that's really, really important. We have a design team that includes Lessard and Vika and Studio 39 and Hartman Design, and they all came together over years and years to make a great project that meets everybody's needs. We have Bizzuto, our contractor, and we love them, and we're really excited to work with them. And we have, in addition to that, probably most importantly, our partners in the community. I think we're served by one of the best bids in DC, the Capitol Riverfront bid. They make this a great place. Look what we have next door. Look, it's right there. It's an ice skating rink. It's a park. It's a restaurant. It's like a little jungle gymmy thing for the kids in the summer. It's a big lawn. We have great neighbors with W.C. Smith. And we have great ANC representation. That too is unique to DC. And I see Meredith in the back with her new baby. And we're so excited for all of your support. This is a neighbor who really, really cares. This site also does another thing that I know the mayor really, really insists on, and that is green features. The stormwater from this site is going to go down to water that park. That's really cool. That's the first time that's happened. So we've worked through a lot of difficult things on this site to make it really happen. Our partners at DCHA, you guys rock. You do. MERRICK, you put in a heck of a lot of effort to make this happen. He's strict sometimes. He's tough sometimes. He's pretty nice sometimes. But he's a very, very good partner. And so is Adrian. And it is, can I introduce Abe? Is that okay? I'd like to introduce my partner, our partner, Abe Napperstack with Forest City. They are truly one of the best partners in the world. So come on up here.
Wow, so Mayor Bowser, Adrian Todman, and Vicky. It's a tough act to follow, and I really wish Debbie was here. So Debbie Ratner sends her regrets. She's on the board of ULI, and it's actually their annual spring meeting in Seattle, so she flew across the country last night. But she's shown a tremendous commitment through our company to this project and this venture, and she really wishes she was here. I'm just very grateful to be able to be involved in a project like this. It's an amazing thing to see one of these projects get woven together. Hundreds and hundreds of talented men and women work together for one of these projects to rise out of the ground. You have designers, you have engineers, you have architects, you have builders, you have city officials, and everybody's got to work together to make it happen. And, a project like this, if it goes well and quickly, takes about 6 years. We spend about 2 years on design and entitlements, 2 years about, maybe less, on building it, and a year or so to fill it up with people. So, it's just an amazing thing to be a part of. And I've been doing this for a little while now, where I've gotten to see 4 or 5 of them, these mixed income projects, come out of the ground, and it's just a phenomenal thing. And we have great pride when we get to work on a project like this that has that mixed income community. At Forest City, all of our projects at the yards just south of here are 80-20 deals. So we just closed on our 4th 80-20 deal at the yards, which is Parcel O. And we're really proud of that, all the work we're doing over there, and all the work that we're working on here with the Housing Authority and the city and our partners at Urban Atlantic here at Capper. I think the Housing Authority, it's been set up a number of times, so I'm not going to dwell on it too much, but you all have been so creative in how you've approached this development. I mean, I've never seen anything quite like this. And I have the opportunity to work across the whole East Coast, and there aren't any housing authorities that are putting together and working on structures. And that's really a testament to your work, Adrian, and your team's work with MERRICK and all the folks with him. Mayor Bowser, you've shown an unbelievable commitment to affordable housing. We're working in New York City, in Boston, in San Francisco, in Washington, D.C., Chicago, all these cities. And what we've seen, your financial commitment to affordable housing is unparalleled. So we're really appreciative of that, and that allows this to continue to happen. So I think what's next is, we got to go to the next site. For us to be, for us to have another one of these events in a year or two, we got to get back to work. And, it's Urban Atlantic, it's Forest City, it's the Housing Authority, it's the district, it's DHCD, our private partners with Citibank and Richmond. We want to bring the band back together and make this happen again. So I look forward to having everyone back. Just a quick report on the Bixby, which is down the street about 6 blocks. We're already 75% leased. All the affordable apartments are either occupied or accounted for. It's a phenomenal accomplishment what we've been able to do. I have a number of my colleagues at Forest City are here and Urban Atlantic who've really made that happen. And there is the demand for this housing, and we need to continue to deliver it. So both on the market rate and the affordable side, so we can continue to provide a place for people to live. So thank you very much, Merrick.
Thank you, Abe. Before we retire for the photo op, I have to say something. This does not get done without having a hell of a team. And I have a hell of a team. I really do. You can't do this by yourself. I want my team members to stand up and raise your hand, because this is, when you say a public sector team, they are super. Carrie in the back, Carrie Smizer, Michael Brown. I see, it's just incredible. Joyce Grigg. These are the people that make it happen. I know you hear, they say government, bureaucracy. I got a public sector that acts like private sector, and we're moving more and more in that direction, and I can't thank them enough. And there's one person that I really want to say that I kind of call him my Frank Nitti, because he just gets it done. That's David Cordiella. David in the fedora right back there. David, appreciate all you do. Carlos Gray in the back. So Joe Chase, I couldn't do it without him. So I want to thank you. Now we'll move now to the groundbreaking and photo ops. And thanks everyone for coming. We'll be right back here in the building very shortly. Right, Mayor? 16 months or shorter.
Thank you.